We will call the meeting to order at 7:04 p.m.
7:02 on mine. It's fast.
Roll call, Eric, no. Angie, present. Melissa?
Present.
Roberta? No. Mike? Here. Melinda?
Present.
Jennifer?
Here.
Kimberly? And Dennis, no. Okay, we do have a quorum. Any additions to the meeting minute or the meeting agenda for October or November? Sorry.
No. Make a motion to approve the agenda. Support.
Thank you. All four say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. We need an approval of consent agenda. If everybody would like to take a look at the minutes for September, the edited minutes for the September meeting, we will need an approval or a motion to approve those, as well as the October 26th meeting minutes and the October financials.
Did you send the one? I just. Yeah.
I
Okay.
had it online. It should be up for you.
Most of them are just grammatical changes. I did have one comment on just a question that's under new business for concern over liability insurance not being covered, such as bounce houses, tents, etc. Board suggestions for next meeting. I wasn't sure what board suggestions for next meeting. I don't know, like board review next meeting or something? Oh, yeah, board to review? Yeah. At the next meeting?
The only thing that we really talked about as far as that's concerned is that if they wanted to have a bounce house or something of that nature, they would have to show proof of like a liability policy that they purchased. Other than that, I don't really know if there was anything else that we really discussed as far as that went.
I can revise that board to discuss at the next meeting. Section that I highlighted, we clarified at the last meeting that Dennis's comment did not extend to council member participation, so I deleted that. So that's why that was highlighted in yellow. And the rest were just mostly grammar type things.
Are there any recommended changes for the October minutes?
I made some changes. Some of them are grammatical. And
into more detail about the Historical Society, saying that they turned in a rental application for the dates that they turned it in for the homecoming celebration, and that Stacy addressed the board with ideas the Historical Society would like to host in the park for homecoming. And then that I had noted that the board had its oversight of renting the park pavilion, including the bathrooms and kitchen, but not rental of the entire park premises. And that the board has the ability to waive rental and cleaning fees. And then she put, board suggested she make a written plan, I said, of activities that the Historical Society Museum wants to do, and then turn it in for us. And then under the community garden, she just said board discussion and no decision. I said that, or I added that Miss Orlando, who's the person who submitted that proposal, she's a citizen from the community and she would like to construct a community garden in the park and wrote a proposal for said project. The board felt that the proposal needed more details and that I had volunteered to reach out to Miss Orlando for more details regarding project cost, placement of garden, as well as to encourage her to attend a park board meeting for further discussion. No decision was made regarding approval of the community garden proposal, and that Jen had presented the American tree proposals for planting of trees and bushes. The board reviewed the 2 fall planting options given by American Tree and discussed what was feasible given the park board's budget. Everything else is just small grammatical errors.
We get a motion to approve September and October meeting minutes as corrected in the October financials.
I'll make a motion to approve the September and October meeting minutes as corrected and the October financials.
Second. Mike seconded.
Or
All 4 say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? It passes. Communications. Roberta did apply to the township to be the township liaison. That was approved at their November 10th meeting. There were 2 separate instances at the park where the cameras, we asked the police department to review the footage. Number 1 was the picnic table, which we discussed last month. It was not broken as vandalism. It was just bad wood. So it's something that we will definitely have to discuss in the future about replacing the tables as opposed to replacing the wood on the tables, whatever is going to be more fiscally advisable. When we went to the park, I had made Jen aware there was a picnic table that was pushed up against the shed back behind the pavilion. There was one of the metal garbage cans set on top of the bench seat. And so I made Roberta aware of it. She talked to Chief and he reviewed the footage. There were 3 boys at the park and it looks like 2 of them climbed up on top of the roof. To our knowledge, there's no damage. We looked at everything. We couldn't really see anything. So both instances, there was no damage per vandalism to the park. Other than that, that's all we have for communications. Any public comment on the agenda items?
That's you, Donna.
Yeah, the last meeting that I was at was the Waffles cameras. Were those already installed?
They are installed, yep.
We're able to, oh.
We are able to see in here at the park currently, so.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Great.
And later on in the agenda or during comment, I can provide an update as to the conversation I had with the chief about board members viewing camera footage.
Are we adding Donna to the agenda for approving or adding to the board? So we have our 4, we only have 2 of us though.
So we have our official village appointed representative and our township appointed representative now. I believe
If
that's
we,
the full board that we could
yeah,
appoint.
okay. I don't know if we want to add that to new business, now that I'm thinking about that.
Do we want to do it today, or do we want to do it when it's more board members? Either way, it doesn't make a difference to me.
Did everyone get a copy of the application? Was it forwarded? I think I requested it.
I don't remember if she sent it out or
But
not.
I don't know if she sent it to just me or everyone got that.
Or we can do it under board discussion, whatever.
Maybe we should do another board discussion.
Yeah, okay,
Instead
all
of
right.
taking up time.
I take back
Thank
what I
you for
said.
bringing.
Yeah, I just don't want Donna to have to come back to like a third meeting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
It's all right.
if one way or the other, you'll be here.
Yeah. At least she'll get a seat up in one of the nice chairs.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so we're putting it under board discussion. Okay. All right. And no public hearings, I'm taking it. Okay, so we will move on to old business number 1, the tennis court update, and the change in plans. Mike, you can go ahead and start.
Well, I talked about it last time, but I haven't got back to Georgia. The
Okay.
total demo of it, maybe it costs less because we don't need that space for pickleball, that many pickleball courts. It might be cheaper. And I was at Berlin Township today, and they just put a pickleball court and a basketball court in.
Where was that?
They just put a
Berlin
pickleball court and a
Township.
basketball court in, and it costs $15,000 a piece for the pickleball court and basketball. They have to paint it and put the nets up. So they have 2, and they only spent $30,000. That didn't include the nets. So I told them the $200,000, and they were shocked at that. So I'm going to get the number of the guy that did theirs. So it seems like they even said when they were looking into it, the companies that just, that's the only thing they do, it seems like they were higher. Because you can do some of that stuff. Once you get the cement, you can paint the lines, and then have somebody install the nets. So there might be a way to get the cost down.
And so,
They had just put it, I was surprised that when I pulled in, it was the new shiny fence and everything. They said they did it pretty cheap.
so that included the fence around it and everything, or no?
$15,000 didn't include
Okay.
the fence. And they used the ARC money to do theirs.
Mhm.
And they said something about St. Clair County, some of your tax dollars goes to a fund, and every township gets money towards parks in their township. They said they get like 15,000. I didn't know. Your county does any of that? I've never heard of it.
I wonder, is that like a program or something, or just like a millage, or,
I
okay,
think it's a village on it.
Like
I would
a,
look into it.
okay,
like a Parks and Recreation Village, something like
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she did, the numbers exactly might not be correct.
Mhm.
She said that they do give it out to every township for updating improvements. So, it seems like that maybe there is a cheaper way to do it than $220,000, the first guy said. So, we're not
Just-
gonna do anything. Fall in everywhere.
So we can go over there and check it out. It's a nice local one, local
Yeah,
example that
it's
we
really
can look
close,
at.
and as soon as you pull in the driveway.
Right now,
you
it
can see
doesn't have a net and all that, but they're gonna get that done. It's just
Is it painted and everything, or it's just?
They gotta paint it.
Okay.
That's it. So, but everything's there. So what they got into one, I mean, I don't know if we want two or want three or what. Something better than what we have right now. We have a useless spot other than for ice skating.
Even if you add in 2 more, that would still be cheaper than, that's like half the price.
What was the foundation? It's just.
It's concrete.
Oh, concrete, okay.
And that's
Which-
what our quote was for, right?
Ours was pavement, ours was asphalt, yeah.
But it seems like that a lot of them are doing concrete.
Well,
Concrete.
when I was doing all the investigation on everything, it actually did look like, from what I read, they actually say that concrete is actually better for the pickleball courts over asphalt. It holds up better, causes less injury, things like that. So they actually did say that concrete's actually probably a better material to use for pickleball courts as opposed to asphalt. But it really just depended on, what the townships or whoever was building it wanted to go with. So, I mean, it's worth looking into, see if maybe we can get something kind of lowered down a little bit
That's a
and
great number.
see if we could, get somebody to help us out with it. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to feel like, how does that math work? Even if they did 3 pickleball courts and a basketball court, that's still not the price that we have. Although, we would need to know what the painting costs and the net installation and all that.
They said they got a price from somebody that does pickleball courts to do all that stuff, and it was expensive, but you can hire somebody else.
Go to a ready mix, someone like that has probably got, quote you good raw material.
Well, just someone who does
Yeah.
general concrete
Yeah.
work. I mean, concrete work is expensive.
It is.
It can be,
It is.
if
It
you're
is.
gonna polish it and do it nicely, but I don't know if you need that. We just need to know what you need for the painting surface.
It's a special type of paint that they actually use
Okay.
for painting the surfaces
Sure.
for like games. That I did find out, but it's some kind of special polymer paint that they have to put on because it lasts and holds up to like the foot traffic
Sure.
and whatnot.
That
So,
makes sense, yeah.
but I mean, like I said, it's worth looking into, getting the information, talking to them, and having them come and look and see what we have
Oh, 100%.
and give us a quote for it, and see what that's going to come back as, and see if maybe that'd be a little bit more feasible for us.
Well, and more communities are putting them in, so and they just put some in Greeley up there, they put a couple in up there. So that some of those small towns aren't spending $200,000. So
So I did get a chance to connect with Kathy Dickens from the 4-County Community Foundation. We met out over at the courts, just kind of walked around and talked about the project, and she was very supportive and said that the project of that size, even if we reduce it down, she said our best bet and something that's very attractive to the foundation is showing partnership and working with different foundations. And so she said she has some contacts with some of the other local organizations around, and would kind of start putting the word out that we're looking to do this project and get some feedback back for us. She mentioned that the beginning of the year is a good time to put in grant applications for them because that's when the money renews and
Right.
you're more likely to get funding. She agreed, like, yeah, it is a big project, but by pulling from different sources of money, she thought it was feasible. But certainly, as much as we can get the cost down, I think that's going to be really helpful. She did say that as part of our application, she recommended that we have commitment from both the township and the village and to what portion of the money that they're willing to put forward. She said that strengthens our application shows commitment from the community. So I think in the next couple of months, that's something that we really need to put a focus on, to get some numbers together. And it could be, this is the sign the name on the dotted line and they give us everything we want. And then this is, you know, some of more budget friendly options so that we can present to both boards that, you know, we've done our homework. What's your input? You know, what do you want to do? What's the level of financial commitment that we can have from both of our supporting community boards? So I think that was really good advice, that we should start that basically as soon as possible, to go to our boards and present to them the plan. They'll be starting on their budgets early spring, so getting in front of them soon so they can start thinking about, okay, budget for next year, which would start July 1st. This is what we could be thinking about. It's also maybe kind of nice timing if they need to split it between 2 fiscal years, of say, okay, we've got this much money up till June, and then in July, we've got this much more if we needed to phase out the project. Say we get the construction phase done in 1 fiscal year, if there's money for that, but thinking ahead to next fiscal year, maybe that's like the painting and the net installation, and having it ready to go by the end of the summer, I think would be really good. So I'm definitely willing to take that to council and, you know, start those conversations. So you know, hopefully we can have our township counterparts do the same thing. We can just get an idea of what they're willing to put towards the project. Is it almost guaranteed? It's not zero. It's
Right.
Almost no grants just give you all the money 100%. They
Right.
usually do want to see a local match. And even if it's not required, having a local match shows commitment from the communities, shows their willingness to do the project.
Finish it.
Correct.
if there's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Maintain it. Not, you know, we've got sweat in the game too.
Right. Right.
Okay. As far as the local community. So yeah, it was a really positive conversation. She was, you know, really supportive of the project. So I'll keep in touch with her as far as, you know, her contacts and what she learns and where she suggests we go next.
Okay.
To start getting that process rolling.
Okay. All right. And if there's any tweaking that we need to do, even if we need to use the PowerPoint, if there's any tweaking, adding of information that
Yeah,
we need,
I
like
sent
we
that.
can do that, you know, just,
I sent that to her for some feedback. So, you know, like, this is what we put together. Let me know what you think. You know, it
Okay.
wasn't intended for a wider audience. I
Right.
let her know, you know, this is something we put together to take to the Optimist Club, but, you know, feedback is welcome on, you know, what she thinks might be successful.
okay, perfect,
Mhm.
perfect. Any other updates? Okay. We'll continue to work on trying to get the quotes or some pricing for like a smaller project, so that when we do meet again at the beginning of the year, hopefully we'll have some pricing together and see where the monies lie, and then we can kind of go from there and know exactly what we're going to need and what we're going to have to ask for. So, projects updates. So, we had the trees and the bushes put in. Any other issues other than the one uprooted?
So,
Tree.
yeah, Aaron's suggestion from American Tree was that we water the trees and shrubs at least once a week until we get like
Right.
the ground freezes.
Yeah.
So I asked Roberta to put in a work order for DPW
Yep.
to do that. So I actually walked around the park with Brian, just pointing out these are where our locations are. And that's when I noticed that a couple of them had been like damaged by deer. Looks like they were rubbing their antlers on the tree, and one was just pulled right up out of the ground. So Brian had his crew redig the hole, put it back in, and then he said he would have them kind of protect them with snow fence
I did
just to
see it
keep
at the snow
that.
fence is up when I drove past it today.
Yeah, it's not the prettiest thing, but neither.
For right
is
now,
it.
just until they stabilize, it's probably the best
Those
option.
bucks are still out there too.
Yeah, yeah.
I see him running through the park all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He said that's what he's done with his trees up north
Yeah.
to kind of protect them from
Yeah.
the deer. So, yeah, I was really appreciative that they jumped right on it and were out there same day.
And I know Roberta told me she did put the order in for Brian to do the watering, so.
Yep, yeah, they were out within hours. They were
Okay.
filling up the tank and, you know,
Perfect.
getting stuff
Um,
done.
We get a price on those flags.
Are you talking about,
The ones that are on the tennis court?
do we want new ones? If we,
Well,
I
if
thought
we're
she
gonna,
wanted me
but if we're gonna tear the tennis court down, it's probably not something that we're gonna
Maybe that's where it all went.
touch base
You
until
can always take them off, and put them around.
where you. gonna
Those
put 'em?
ones are,
No, take those ones are
Yeah.
from 1980.
yeah.
Nice guys.
Yeah, I can see how much they were. I thought that she wanted me to ask if, that it might have been miscommunication. I thought that Roberta was asking me if the DDA would mind if the park board took those down because it was from the DDA. The flag was from them. You're talking about on the tennis courts, correct?
Yeah, the ones that say
Yeah.
Almont.
Yeah, we
Community
don't, that's what I believe she told me, but it was also very brief conversation. It was quick before last meeting or the meeting before then. And then we don't mind that coming down. I don't know, Oh,
There's people that don't even know the park.
yeah, on the park board, in the park, on that fence, I don't know that the DDA can purchase, we can't spend money out of the district, and I don't think that's not within the district.
Could we though?
We're not asking the DD.
Oh,
Like, could the
yeah.
park board
Yeah,
look into, I don't know what size is it? That
They're like the
helps.
ones that hang up.
yeah, and those are, I can see where she got them from. I don't know if they're from Giordano Graphics, but I know that we get a lot of our signage and stuff for like the festivals and different things from them. So I will,
Those are
Ask.
from the DD.
that's what Roberta told me the old one was from there. In the past, I think that some DDA directors operated under the assumption that the park was in the village, so therefore things can be, they're like,
Yeah, hey, that's what-
yeah, but, yeah.
I mean, we can definitely look into getting a new one. Okay. Old business, the park rental changes. Melissa, you submitted the changes.
Yeah, I worked on putting together for the 3 things that are related to renting the park pavilion. I know Roberta sent it out. I don't know if you had a chance to look it over. At our last meeting, we had discussed how put the potential options for holding a security deposit. The process right now is that any security deposit that comes in is processed right then. They said that holding a check they could not do that. The putting a credit card on file, we would need to come up with terms of use for that if we wanted to do that. But when I talked to Pam, she said she wasn't very excited about that option either. So it looked more like we would have to stick with how it is being run
Just
right
the
now.
security deposit.
Yeah. I did talk, because I know we were a little bit split on the security deposit and maybe the fees. I sat down with Dale this week, and just, he was kind of going over how much it does cost the park for the cleanup from DPW. And basically, it is every time that they clean, like after, we're spending approximately $100 between wages, the pension, all those added, those benefits, insurance, water, and electricity. So, we're not really making money. That's basically what. So that's why he was saying he felt like a larger security deposit would be warranted, because even if we're taking into account like the resident and non-resident, when he said that, I was like, okay, that we've been kind of like losing money. Almost, that's what he made it sound like. So I know I put down 150. I don't know how everybody feels. I would like to see it higher than that, just because there's more of an incentive to not and do anything. And if they told me that they do issue a check like 4 days after like their rental. So, and it's not really like, they don't have a lack of people coming to rent the park. So they said on Valentine's Day, there's people coming, lots of like multiple parties. So that's one thing that you maybe want to discuss. I don't know how everybody else feels about it.
So our current rental for a resident is what, $50? And then non-resident is $100.
One of the things though, when I lived in Berlin Township, they have a senior center. So I just freeze theirs to 2 days, and they get $100 back. And they have it themselves. And when you rent the park out, you unlock the bathrooms. Anybody that walks through the park can use the bathrooms. You could have a birthday party under the pavilion. You could use half the picnic tables and you didn't even pay anything, and you have bathrooms to use. And you could damage, somebody from that party could damage, or somebody else that walks in the park could damage the bathroom. So they're paying to use the kitchen and the bathroom, but other people get to use them too. So they don't get, it's not like we close that down just to, you get to park.
I think that in the event that somebody else, I think that's something that we should probably look at. In the event that other people are using those bathrooms, I feel like the party who's renting it has the right to say, no, you cannot use those. Those are not available for the rest of the public.
Well, they should, but
I don't know how you could do that though,
Yeah.
in all honesty. I mean, in a perfect world, sure, but I don't know if that's really gonna be feasible.
I mean, this has always been an issue, right?
Right.
And I don't know how many times we don't really have that happening too much where people are ruining the bathrooms, or applicants. I haven't heard, at least from Roberta or Pam, that people who are renting it are saying, hey, other people are using the bathrooms and this is an issue because I had to clean up after them, or I don't like that they can use the bathrooms. But that is something to think about. I think that's something that we have to weigh with how much money, like, do we just want to like call it a wash where we're not really making money either, because we're setting it at a fee where all the money that is coming in is going straight out to cleaning and electricity and insurance and water and everything. That's.
I don't necessarily have a problem with like the non-resident increase. I'm fine with that. my thing is I guess it's just like for people who want to rent it that are residents of Almont. That's where I kind of on the fence. Because I feel like, in all honesty, they're already paying taxes. So I'm really on the fence. I see both sides of it, really. Non-residents, sure, great, increase it. I just don't know 100% on the resident one. So
Current rates for
Currently, it's 50 for resident, 100 for non-resident, and
$50
yeah, 50
security
security.
deposit.
So I think I would be in favor of raising the security deposit because I think that would deter any nefarious activity. But maybe for our resident fee, we could maintain a lower rate.
Are you saying keeping it at 50 or raising it from 50
I
to
don't
something
have a
else?
problem with maybe raising it a little bit, just not, because like right now we're charging them 50 and this is wanting to raise it to 125.
You was
So-
talking about
Big jump.
I mean,
$300 there for the last deal. So that's-
I think the security deposit being high is fine because I think that is going to put a lot of responsibility on that renting party because they're going to want that money back and they're going to take the responsibility on their party to make sure that nothing happens. And I do understand the concern about the bathrooms are open and there's a chance, right? There's a chance always somebody could go in the bathroom and do something. Now, we've installed the cameras. We could, if there is a concern raised, if my party did not damage those bathrooms, okay, let's review the cameras. And if you can prove to me that some other party entered those bathrooms during your event, let's have that discussion and we can make a determination then, and we can just decide what we need to do with the security deposit. I think keeping a high security deposit is probably a fine thing. I think maybe the resident fee is a little high because of the high taxes. Maybe we could reduce that slightly and find some middle ground there.
so what about like for the resident fee doing like $75 for right now? Because we can always increase it if we feel the need to increase it again.
Yeah.
Keep the security deposit where it is.
Okay.
For everyone.
What's it, at 150?
Sure.
Yeah,
Get the proposed one. Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
The
150.
proposed.
Security deposit. Everyone gets a higher security deposit because
Right.
that's going to cover anything that needs to be taken care of.
Right.
I would only say that the $75 is, we're not making money. So you realize that we're not going to be making money off of the rental. And the security deposit, they are going to get back if they do anything. So what we're saying is that if you're a resident, we're not going to make money off of you.
Do we have any statistics on where the split is on who rents our park?
Most of them are residents, I believe. Yeah. So at this point,
But it's not a money-making endeavor. I think your concern is like losing money on it.
losing money on it when I know that I've been I'm usually pretty tight on the money that I just don't want to see us have to spend more money into like having to pay for people to rent it. The other communities, the amount of money that they charge and the fact that they don't get these amenities that we're offering, they don't get bathrooms, they don't get kitchen, they don't get water, and they're charging $70 in Lapeer for one of the charcoal grills and some picnic tables. No electricity. And it's not like, I feel like we're not much different than, we're in Lapeer County. It's not like it's similar in demographics in my mind. But I will go with what the board's suggesting. I don't think it's fiscally responsible.
Well, as far as the DPW, the charge for cleanup, is that on Monday morning when they clean up? Because we would go there as volunteers and we inspect
And the
and
cleanup
clean up.
before the weekend, so it's 2 cleanups. So we're paying about
But we're not
$200.
asking, but we're not asking the DPW to go to the park and clean.
BR before, after music in the park.
Would we submit a work order before every park rental?
It's before the weekend, it's on Friday. We have a work order that goes on Friday and a work order on Monday.
Okay, so let me put it this way. So if we were not renting out our pavilion, we just had it for public access, there's garbage cans there, we're still gonna have to pay the DPW to go and clean those and empty those garbage cans regardless, because we're not renting out our pavilion. So we would have to pay them to do that anyway. So I don't necessarily know if that plays into this, because technically we go and we clean up if they didn't, not the DPW.
It's not
We
an
pay the
added expense.
DPW to just maintain the park for us no matter what's happening. So I don't think that necessarily plays into.
Well, the park, if you're renting it, they're supposed to be emptying those no matter what, correct? If you rent them? Oh, I understand what you're saying, how the DPW would empty
Yeah,
them.
because they,
And
even
on a
if we
regular
didn't
day.
rent the pavilion out, they would still have to empty it because it's a public area. So we would still be paying them to empty the garbage cans for us. So either way, it doesn't really play into
So if
like the rental of the park. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, that's the whole purpose of having the board members go up there and make sure, did they take the garbage out? Did they clean, the bathroom? Did they clean the kitchen? That's what us going up there as volunteers takes care of. The DPW is paid to just empty the public trash cans.
Right.
And I've been up
So-
there on Sunday, after it was rented, there wasn't hardly any garbage in the garbage can. So we're putting a work order in.
Well, that's because they're supposed to empty it at the end of their
They're
rental.
supposed to, but I mean, there was some garbage in there,
Oh,
but,
yeah.
so we pay the DPW to go there on Monday and clean, which we already inspected. And then the garbage doesn't even have to be empty, so they can just, they don't have to do it. So we're paying we're losing money all around.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I
Sometimes,
would, I would say that on a separate note, I think that, or my feeling was that the board was going to be hoping to move in the direction that we would have an employee in the near future. And that person would be doing these inspections and being paid for it. So that is, at least that was my goal. That would be additional money that we'd be going out. And we can always adjust and amend fees in the future. If things change, I guess.
Do we ever have any non-resident rentals?
I can ask how often they are non-resident.
I think we should get some data. Let's
Yeah.
get some statistics on the last 2 years worth of rentals, if it's available. I think it would be interesting to know what the split is, if it's available. Just
Yeah.
on resident versus non-resident.
Yeah.
If it's available. I think
It would be available
Well,
in the financials because you could
Mhm.
see if they were charged 50 or 100.
just for the past 2 years, let's just pull it for the past 2 years and see what resident versus non-resident rentals look like, just to help drive a good decision.
Yeah, I think that would be a better option instead of just
Okay.
going in blind.
So I just.
That way we can make a better determination as to what we think is a feasible amount to charge.
I totally support raising the security deposit.
Oh, yeah,
100% support raising the security deposit. I
Mhm.
think that absolutely drives better behavior and better responsibility. And if we're investing in our park, let's drive that with our renters.
Correct.
I think before we make a determination on the fee increase, let's just get some data behind it.
Yeah.
And we can just make a good decision there.
Sounds good. I don't know if there is anything else that I tried to.
Oh, the
incorporate.
form though.
I mean, I looked through everything else and, I mean, it looks good.
So the questions that we have under event information, like the yes or no questions, how do you anticipate we would use those?
Some of those, you are required to have permits to do those things, like having money, like, Pam was saying something about using, like, if you have a vendor, selling concessions, those need permits. The live or amplified music would tell us if they would need to pay an extra fee, because I put in, like, using, like, normally they wouldn't be allowed to do, like, live music or bands, DJs, food trucks, generators. I mean, obviously that's taking up a lot more electricity and a lot of things, and I think that you might need a permit for those things, some of those things.
So who would look at that and make that determination? Would that be village staff?
It comes into PM.
Yeah. That would be my guess. She's
She
the one
would
that,
communicate with them like, oh, do you have a permit?
Permit.
So what's,
or you need a permit for those things. I don't know who goes by and, like, enforces permits around here, like how that works. If it's the OEO
a
or
fundraising permit? I mean, the Lions sell stuff. Do they have a permit?
do you guys have like a special something? You might have
Like, it depends on.
or on your insurance, they might, I don't know.
Like a village specific?
So maybe that's another thing we need to kind of figure out.
Do you need to have a permit for a food truck in the village now?
You do unless you're associated with like a village event, like you would,
And this is not
but
a
it's
village
not,
event.
yeah, it would not necessarily be this person, it would be whoever is doing the food truck would have to go through the permitting process.
So because like the Heritage Festival, the DDA, those food trucks have to have permits?
Because it's associated to the
event.
village.
Event. So yeah, maybe like taking a closer look at those questions with village staff so that,
Yeah.
Maybe like
It
with
would-
Kim and Pam and see
like, yeah,
what actually,
would trigger a response to these questions.
Okay.
Like, let's say a private party wanted to rent the pavilion, and they had a food taco truck, let's say. They would need
The taco
the
truck.
vendor would have to go for a permit.
Yes.
the vendor.
Mhm.
Okay.
Not the person hosting it.
Make a different family.
No, I think they have to go to the county, don't they? Or
It's
does
through
it,
the
is it
village.
through the village?
Mhm. I mean, there's health department, county health department permits that is separate from that. Like, they would have to show proof that they have a permit from the health department. The only one I had about the rules
Yes.
would be the political events are not permitted. I wasn't sure where that one came from.
Well, there are some other ones that, like some other places that don't allow political events. I know that personally, like the DDA, we do not, it's not a written rule, but we don't really accept applications from people who are trying to do events. My thought is that I don't want to, do we want to have
Like a
officers
riot?
out there if people are protesting, or it's going to be a big thing? It's very contentious, and like
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if we have the ability to say yes or no to that
We
what
can
kind
definitely just say we don't accept your application. That's what the DDA has the ability, because we just don't wanna mess with that at all.
Just don't wanna run the risk.
They
of
said
it.
that I believe Angela was saying something like in Romeo, they had, or someplace she was just at, they had issues where both sides were like going at it in front of kids too. Like people don't care if,
I don't have a problem with it, in all honesty, being in there. I mean,
It's never.
as soon as I saw it,
Yeah.
I just,
I was just curious.
that's what I was
Yeah.
assuming,
Especially
yeah.
with the play structure being right there and everything.
Yeah.
and then there's the checklist. I don't think that
Is there any changes to the cleaning checklist?
I think one of them said something about putting like the balls away.
Volleyball
I
back?
took that back off, yeah. I don't think that anything else was changed from it.
I don't see anything that says put the balls back.
I took that off,
Oh.
because I don't think that do we still have balls in there?
Yeah. a
People
lot.
use them?
I don't know if people.
I can add
use
that back
them.
on. I didn't know, I couldn't remember
There's
if
a
they were
whole,
in there.
like, we put a whole
Rack.
shelving unit in there.
Okay, I
for,
can add that
like,
back
The
on.
different sports equipment,
Okay.
volleyballs, basketballs, baseballs, softballs.
Okay,
It's
so
all
put
kinds of stuff in
Are they
sports
marked? Do they
equipment
say
back?
like property of Almont
No.
Park? So
No.
we should do that. If we're gonna put it on the checklist, we should probably mark them
True.
Okay.
so that it's like,
Definitely wouldn't think to look.
yeah, I mean, like some kid grabs the ball and runs it out in the park. Like we should mark them or somehow like identify them.
Sharpie.
Yeah, it's something very
Yeah.
simple, like
Okay.
property of Almont Park, and then they'll know like, oh, that's gotta go back in. I'll even run up there and do it. Like, yeah, just something super simple.
I think the one thing that I did change or added was leaving because people don't complete the checklist. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a completed checklist when I've
But it
done.
has to be turned in when the key's gone.
Yeah, because I thought that that's what we had discussed.
We could do that, because I just put it on there, like leaving it on the kitchen counter after they finish it, but
Or
we can
the-
just have them turn it in with the keys if you want to do that. The only thing is that some people you don't see it, and if they use the Dropbox with the keys, then they don't necessarily, if they didn't complete one and leave it, they could just say, oh, that must have been done after, like that mess must have been made after.
It's nice if we had a stack of them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just print a bunch.
Well, there was a envelope that had some of them on the side of the refrigerator. It's just nobody ever fills them out. There was some in there on the refrigerator.
Yeah.
It's just nobody
Leaving
ever
a
filled
stack
it
on
out.
there.
I think we could give them the key, give them the checklist and say this has to be turned in with the key. Will it fit in the Dropbox?
There's they said to put it in the keys in an envelope and slide it in there, so I'm assuming it would fit in there. Pam said that they do give them a checklist when they give them the keys,
I'll
so
use it.
they probably forget to bring it with them.
So I would just tie it to the security deposit. It's part of the security deposit. A checklist must be completed.
They'll probably just fill it out at home.
Mhm.
Bring it in anyway.
Yeah, if it's, leaving it there on the
I like
kitchen.
having extras there so they
Yeah.
can just fill it out.
Okay.
Put a stack of them. back
Yeah.
there. I
Let's
mean,
look
it's not a big deal. You can put
Print
a
out
stack
a whole
of them.
bunch, put them in there.
And just tell them it needs to be completed, signed, dated, and left in there so that when the park board member comes to inspect it, they can pick the sheet up and make sure everything was correct.
Either it's left in or returned with the keys. It's gotta be in somewhere.
And the only thing for the application to waive fees is there was something on there, I think, that included the community service part, and Roberta
To
mentioned,
take it off, because we
taking it
never make them
off.
do anything anyway.
yeah, and so I think that the only part that also I put, and Pam's changed it to, adding Pam's email address in replacement of Roberta's, since
Oh, okay.
she's not here anymore. And that is all. So I can just I'll make the changes, get back with Pam and Kim, and then get more information.
So we'll kind of table that until
Mm-hmm.
the next meeting.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think we were gonna approve it this meeting. I just wanted to get it before, to hopefully get finalized before rentals start in February.
Okay. New business, requesting DPW to check the park. So after we found the picnic table and garbage can pushed up against the shed, like when the guys are going and emptying the garbage cans, just asking them, Roberta would put a work order in if we approved it, but to just include for them to just kind of do a once over to look for damage or tables and garbage cans moved so that they could climb up on a roof, and then report it. So that way, because if we don't go to the park, if we wouldn't have went to the park and seen it because we were there for the tree planting, we wouldn't have known that it was even done. So it would be just a way for right now to just make sure that nefarious things aren't happening at the park, I guess. And it will kind of give us a time frame, because if they're cleaning, if they're changing the garbage can, the garbages on Mondays and Fridays, just take a quick peek around. Is anything out of place? Is there any vandalism? If there is, let us know so that we can report it and have them take a look at the cameras. So we just wanted to see what everybody's take was on it and see if everybody was okay with that.
Was she envisioning like a checklist or just a general, like, hey, can
I
you
think just
walk around?
I think just kind of like a more general, like when they're there changing the garbages out, just doing a once over just to make sure that things aren't out of place. Like I said, picnic tables aren't moved up against a shed to where, kids were climbing up on the roof again. Because like I said, if I hadn't have stumbled upon it because I was at the park, we would have never known, So we talk about utilizing the cameras and trying to narrow down when damage might occur. Well, if there isn't somebody there on a specific basis, we're not going to know what a time frame was to look, kind of thing.
Identified the tree being maybe pulled out of the ground.
That was a weird one too. That tree is
It was very strange.
very strange. I don't think our buck did that.
Because I tried to check if there was like,
That whole tree, it was just like a picture, was completely pulled out of the ground.
Somebody stole a tree from the downtown.
I don't think the buck did that tree.
Yeah, they just took the tree right out. So that wouldn't surprise me. But they took it with them. They didn't leave it. They didn't leave it behind. They took it.
Oh my word.
it's not nailed down, who knows?
My mom wanted a new tree, so I went to the park. Got her.
I mean, that's what they said about the daffodil. That's my mom's birthday.
So, I mean, it would just be something to where somebody has
Just a
their
quick
eyes
check.
on the park,
Yeah.
just a general, like when you're there, just kind of walk around the pavilion, make sure the picnic tables are where they're supposed to be, make sure the garbage cans are where they're supposed to be. If they're not, report it
I
to
think
somebody.
It makes sense. Hopefully,
They're there anyway.
it wouldn't
So,
take a lot of time, just.
no, I mean, just like a once around just to make sure
Hopefully,
everything is
that like a
okay.
full work order? Is that like a full?
I think we could just kind of attach it to, like I said, when they're doing the garbages,
Okay.
because they're there already to do the garbage, to
Yeah.
empty and change out the garbages. So I think if we just kind of attached it, just a,
An add-on
I
to
would-
that.
Yeah, like a
work
little
order.
add-on to
I would
Yeah.
hope that's what it could be.
yeah, I wouldn't imagine that we would
Okay.
really need anything else.
I think it'd be great if they could support us that way.
Okay. All right,
We just need
so we just need
consensus,
we just
or do we
need a
need a motion?
motion to approve to add on like a DPW park check.
Are we thinking twice a week? Is that spaced out in a certain area, or is it like,
Because we have them
Certain day.
change the garbages on Mondays and Fridays, I believe, is how
so
it's
those
set up.
2 days?
So I would think that those would be the 2 days, because if they're there on Monday, we'll know no damage was done over the weekend, and if they're there on Friday, then we'll know no damage was done during the week.
During the week? I'll make the motion that we file a work order with DPW to do a Parks and Grounds inspection on Mondays and Fridays.
I'll second. All for say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. Well, evidently, number 2 is already taken care of.
Thank you to
Because we
Melissa.
are live streaming our meeting,
Yes.
thanks to Melissa.
Oh, did anyone check to see if it's working?
I did not.
Well, we can find out later.
So as long as somebody on the park board knows how to do it, then yeah, we will definitely be live streaming the meetings. Definitely to continue into the 2026, so that one is good. Number 3, in January, we'll have to do our election of officers again. So just kind of keep in mind, or start thinking over it, the holidays, who you would want as officers, et cetera, et cetera. And just kind of keep it in the back of your mind so that when we come back in January, it can just kind of be a quick, easy peasy thing. Number 4, the approval of the 2026 meeting dates. Roberta did send out the attachment that has the current suggested dates on it, which would be January 22nd, February 26th, March 26th, April 23rd, May 28th, June 25th, July 22nd, which would be a Wednesday due to Music in the Park, August 26th, which again would be a Wednesday due to Music in the Park, September 24th, October 15th, November 19th, and of course, per usual, we do not have a meeting in December. Is there any issues to anybody's knowledge that those dates would not work for them?
I would just say that the 2 Wednesdays in the summer, the DDA already meets on those dates in here.
Oh,
Yeah, we went to that.
she said she went over this with Kim.
I don't know, maybe we probably haven't done our regular meeting. I don't know that.
They haven't, the DDA set their dates yet.
Maybe not, but I think that we might do it by fiscal year, maybe, or, yeah, by fiscal year, possibly.
Yeah, because
I
it
don't
says
know.
Kim Kiesler submits the yearly park board meeting dates to council at their December meeting. I have gone over her list, made adjustments. I emailed her new date list. So it must work out with what you guys have.
I have it in my calendar. I already put it down for the 4th Wednesday. I have it on my calendar as already being that, but that's me just assuming that we're continuing to keep, which there's no information to lead me that we would be changing it. I don't know. So that's,
So they meet the fourth Wednesday?
yes.
But wouldn't Kim have that on her list?
It's possible that we haven't voted, officially voted, but I don't know that. I think it's fiscal, we do it fiscal year. That's honestly, because now I'm thinking about it, on our DDA website, we add stuff in all the way ahead for like dates for our Heritage Festival meetings, and that's before that year ends. We add it to it, so that might be why. So it's possible that it's not a conflict on the calendar. It just would be that Angela would go to add it,
Yeah.
and then she would recognize that the DDA has to do a different day.
Could we, so in July, the 29th is, it's the 5th Wednesday.
Would something else be on that day though?
There's not many 5th Wednesdays.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to have Roberta go back and talk to Kim and make sure. So it would be,
After-
it would be the July and the August dates that are the issues?
What my guess would be is that it's not on the calendar because Angela hasn't submitted anything. Usually I'm the one that signs the regular meetings, the public notice as secretary, and I haven't had one yet, so it hasn't come before our board yet.
So what do we wanna do? Do you want me to make Roberta aware of it, or are we just gonna leave it and see what happens with the DDA?
Well, we can't table it till the next meeting because we need to establish what the next meeting is.
Right. The only other thing is, I mean, the July and August, our meetings, the park board meetings can be held at the park.
But not if we're live streaming. We won't have the capability to do that.
Somebody's phone. I know I've done it once in the conference room.
This past July, we had our meeting on the 3rd Wednesday of July.
But it may already be taken though, because I don't know what their meetings, I don't know what all the meetings are.
Can we just approve this and then amend it?
Yeah,
I
we
would
definitely
imagine,
can amend
yes.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So motion to approve current meetings for the park board for 2026 with the possibility of amendments in the future.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it. All four say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. The last thing on new business was to set up the ice rink. I guess Brian was asking about just getting the ice rink set up in the tennis court area, just to have it in place so that if cold weather sets in and they feel like they could fill it up and it start to be used, that it would already be in place. So he was wanting to know if we would be okay with that and to just do like an annual work order for him to set up the ice rink every year in November and then fill it accordingly when the weather permits.
I don't think we want to set up an annual one because we don't know next year where it would be,
Okay.
if any. So I know Terry did a lot with the ice rink in terms of opening, closing, he was sort of the ice rink guy. Without him on the board, I have concerns that we don't have someone to fill those shoes unless there's a volunteer to do that.
Do you know what he did?
He was up there taking the snow off
Yeah.
on a
And
regular
he-
basis, yeah.
Wasn't he closing or opening them?
Would.
So there's
On
a
his way
padlock
home.
on it. So is that what it was? Just unlocking it?
Dawn
and
to
like-
dusk.
Yeah, and he would sweep it off from time to time. I think shovel around it if there was snow. I know I can't take on those responsibilities. So I don't know
Did he do it every day or is it only the weekends?
every day.
He did it when I was on his way home from work, I think.
Because he was in town, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much it's used. Jen, you're close.
I know, I was gonna say, I know Corey's gonna be bummed if it's not open on the weekends. My husband, he loved getting the boys up there. I would love to find a way to make it work, get it open.
Or we just have it open on the weekends only.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
If it's just like swinging by and unlocking it, I mean, we can do that on the way to work. It's like a quick shovel. I would love to find a way to make it
Yeah.
work. I really would, because I think that's so special. And like, even just selfishly, I love taking my boys up there and watching them skate around. And like, we would go use it on the weekends. And I thought that was just the coolest thing.
I mean, it could be something that if we need DPW to do, open and close it. I mean, it'd be their business hours, so it'd be closed pretty early during the week. And that's like 3:00, 3:30, so I don't know how many kids are actually.
Oh, but I mean, I can swing by and lock it. I mean, I can run up and go around and lock it anytime. I mean, that's just a walk from the house. That's not a problem. I think we typically go to work around like 8:30 after we put the kids on the elementary bus. So I think unlocking it, I think we can manage. I'd love to find a way to make it work.
Can we ask the police department to lock it? On patrol, like just stop by and lock the doors up?
It's a good question.
We could have Roberta reach out to the chief and ask him.
I need to
Even
touch
if it
base with
wasn't-
them on something else anyway.
Yeah, even if it only was on the weekend, they could do it every day. Yeah, like the weekends, I think would be like the big one. I don't know. Do you think it wouldn't be worth it if we couldn't get it open every single day?
I think during like the breaks maybe, like the kids go there more often.
Right.
And it just depends on like snow day. Do you think kids go and use it more on snow day? I don't know.
And
when
snow
they use
days, I
it.
won't go to work.
Yeah.
I'll be working from home on snow days, so that I can cover.
My kids go to the sled hill, but
Mhm.
we've been there maybe once or twice on the ice rink. We don't have skates, it's just not something that we do.
Well, the skates are in the shed.
I know, and no one has looked at them. I'm
I
like,
know. Oh, I know.
This year's, yeah, of course. Making it handle.
What's the cost? What's the cost us to put it up?
I don't know.
We
I don't know.
gotta pay for the water, the time for them to set it up.
If we have at least the DPW set it up without the water for now until we can
I mean, the
figure
one year
out.
we weren't able to fill it because the weather never
Yeah.
cooperated with us, so.
Sure.
But,
Might have a
I mean, if we
folder.
don't have it set up, we're never gonna know. So like Mike said, maybe set it up this year, see how it goes.
And this could be our last
We'll
year.
we'll try to work it out and see what happens.
Let's
Yeah.
try it. I'd love to find a way to make it work. I think
And
I can get up there.
Maybe Terry would swing by once in a while.
We can make it work. We'll figure it
I
out.
think we can get up. I mean, like,
So-
I can lock it. Yeah, I mean, I can, after I put the kids back, I can run up there and lock it. That's not a problem.
I'll tell Roberta to go ahead and have Brian set it up, not to do the annual thing, because if we do change it up, then we'll have to make other arrangements, but I will tell her to have him set it up this year. We'll see how it goes when the weather sets up right. If we can fill it, we'll fill it, and we'll figure it out. We'll manage it.
Let's do it. Let's
Yeah,
make a good
because
go of it.
we'd
I think
also
we'd make it
want
work.
to, like, do we bring the skates out? Do we only do that on weekends?
Because that's.
There's no lock on that shed.
We could just tell people they can.
Because I think it's just. a padlock
Basically,
on the
anybody that
gate,
goes up there, I
right?
think that they know because they go and they get the hockey pucks out of there and everything,
So I
so.
think it's just the padlock on the gate,
Yeah.
right? And then everything else is in that back shed.
Yeah.
And I think Terry would just go and get the shovels out of that shed and then just do a quick swipe and then just open up the gate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send him an email too and just ask him like, hey, what was involved? Can you, like,
Yeah,
let us
see
know.
how often
Mhm.
they had to do it.
Mhm.
I love
We'll
it.
make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll figure
so
it
at
out.
least let's get him to
We'll
set it
figure it
up and, yeah.
We'll see where it goes. Yeah.
Also, so interesting enough, this week I did see a post on the Emily City Dryden area Facebook page, and they were talking.
About setting it up at the park, at the Eastern Michigan Fairgrounds.
Yes, and people are unaware that we have an ice rink. Even the Puinskis were saying, yeah, there's no place around our communities. So even people in our community are
Don't know.
unaware of this ice
Yeah.
rink. So I think like if we could like
We've put
maybe
it on a Facebook page
maybe
before
make
though.
flyers and put it at different communities, like in Lapeer, like the community centers, or have them send it to like, we could send maybe a flyer to the schools to like, if we're setting it up, like alert them, like we do have this ice rink.
Maybe the Boy Scouts want to come shovel it off.
Does there what?
Insurance.
I'll look into it.
Because they were talking about setting one up at the Eastern Michigan Fair. People would have to sign a waiver.
I think that, do we have a
have, like,
sign,
broad
did we ever
ones?
put a sign up that like skate at your own risk?
Yes, I have another one that I'm gonna put up one that's better. It's all metal. I just have to zip tie it to the fence. So, but I do have it.
Because you said that bounce house wasn't covered.
Yeah.
And I did it in Spanish and English.
So ice rink's gonna get set up.
And then we'll just let them know no annual at this time. Okay. Public comment on non-agenda items. Do you
You're
want to say
public
anything?
tonight.
You want to say anything, Donna? You sure? Come on. Okay, so as a board discussion, we kind of just put Donna's application down there, so.
Supposed to be looking for it. Yeah, she did send it just to me. I can forward it to the rest of you. I need to create an email version of this. But, just to reintroduce the topic, that Donna did submit her application quite some time ago now,
that was a
right?
while.
And, because of us wanting to make sure that we had our township representative and our village representative straight so we could be, operating in accordance with our bylaws, we did decide to put the application on hold until, we resolve those issues. And now that that's complete, I think it makes sense that we can consider Anna's application. Melissa, Angie. Just getting the rest of the email addresses in here now. Sent. all have it now. Yes, it was back in July.
Oh, wow. I don't know, this year's gone by so fast with so much stuff going on with the events, with the Lions Club. Now it's Christmas already. Got the holiday parade, peeps.
Angie, would you like to ask Donna if she wanted to like make any presentation or explain why she wants to join us here?
You want to come over and just kind of say a little bit?
I'll introduce myself. I'm Donna Lutz. I have lived in Almont for 33 years and have loved every minute of it. I've raised my children here. I've worked at the library for 20 years as a children's librarian. I take part in any community event, and I love the park. When I'm with the Lions Club, we do the music in the park. I'm part of that group, so there's like 3 of us that do it. And I love working with you guys and help out whenever we can.
Questions for Donna?
So, would you be interested in doing some like kids activities at the park, Donna, or are you kind of retired from that?
It depends, like what kind of activities, but sure.
Mhm. Because I've really been encouraged by our kids' night that we've had as like our alternative music in the park night. I mean, it is so cool to see how many families come out for that event. It would be really awesome if we could expand it a little
Do you
bit.
know how many kids you had there?
Oh, you guys probably had the number of ducks.
Yeah,
We
like
had
some of the dogs.
99 tickets.
Yeah, but that was like some people weren't even bothering with that though too. There would have been more.
But we
than
had
that,
at least 99 kids there because we had 99 ducks in the water when we did the duck race. And that's not to mention like the younger kids that the parents just didn't put in for them or anything like that. But it would be nice to have a little bit of assistance with kids' night.
Right. And that's what I love about your experience at the library, Donna. And you just know everybody in town.
It would be nice though to just have a fresh take on it too. Maybe try to introduce something different, a different new activity or whatever.
You're not talking about just the kids' night, you're talking about activities or.
Yeah, and that's
Looking at doing more for
we'd like to really
kids
do
in the
more.
park. Yeah,
Not that you're doing it yourself. I think like generating
Right.
ideas that like have worked well with the library or
Yeah.
other kids groups that you are involved with.
well, and even I have thought about doing maybe not like a regular music or movie in the park, but like setting up like one night where there's a movie in the park for the kids and they can come and watch just some goofy show, but just different types of
Scouts had done
things.
something like that.
Yeah, they did, but she hasn't done it because she really wasn't getting enough people there, even though we had it out. There just wasn't enough of a.
It's hard in the summer because
It
you have
is.
to get it dark enough. It's really late for little
It is.
kids.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they get tired. So you have to wait until almost 10 o'clock before it's dark enough to see the screen. But
but just thinking of different things like that we
Mhm.
might be able to do, or even having a night where you find a story and invite kids and parents to come to the park and read a story to the kids. Just coming up with different things that might
get the kids there and,
I know my
get 'em
grandkids
involved in it.
love that park, the place cave.
yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah, so just, fresh ideas coming in, different things that we might be able to introduce.
I would have to during the summer or whenever.
Oh, mostly during the summer, I think.
I think when the weather prohibits, or, it makes it feasible to do it, I think that's more like spring, summer, fall, when we have decent weather, so that it just makes it easier for the kids.
We'll come up with something.
So, any other questions, Jen?
No, I don't think I have any questions. I mean, you're always here with a smiling face, and I think that's what we're, it's great to see the energy. I think that's what I'd be looking for, as someone who's interested in joining the board, as someone who's looking to bring positive energy and new ideas and a new and fresh perspective.
Thank you.
I've only been here for a year myself, but it's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding work. And I think that's one of the things that I've taken a lot of pride in, is you can come here and bring some fresh ideas, and the board's very receptive to that. So if you've got ideas and you love the park, then those are the people that we're looking to attract and bring on board.
I'd love to do that.
Melissa?
I will echo what Jen said, and also the fact that the groups that you're involved with and the longevity of it is a testament to your commitment to these different organizations, and speaks volumes about who you are and what you can do to help us. Yeah.
That's all I can say.
You would be a great addition to this board.
Thank you.
So
Mike, anything? Okay.
I'm
So-
all healed.
No, not yet, but getting there. So we would just need a motion to accept Donna's application to the Almont Park Board.
I'll make that motion.
I'll say.
Okay. All for, say aye.
Hi.
All opposed? Donna, come on up and take a seat. You are officially on the park board, finally.
Thank you for your patience.
Thank you so much.
It wasn't a test, we promise.
We just love to make everybody feel uncomfortable now. Any other board discussion, Melissa, or Mindy?
Yes, so previously, or at our previous meeting, after the installation of cameras, there were some questions about, could the board have access to the camera footage, or could we only go through, police department to review that? So I talked it over with Chief, and, he checked with, the gentleman that did the installation for us. His concern was that the police building cameras and parks were on the same system. So he did confirm that those can be separated out, and whoever we determine on the board could have access to the park only footage. So he was open to that idea. He said, my officers probably would be excited to not have to go through hours and hours of footage if, we identify a concern that we want to just see, was it nefarious or was this an accident that happened? Like with the incident with the picnic table. He did suggest, though, that we should probably develop a policy and have certain permissions because of disseminating or sharing that information and ensuring that it wouldn't impede in any police investigation. So I think that was really good advice, to not just have anybody be able to access it for whatever personal reason they may have, so that it's a designated, number of individuals that we decide, and that we have a policy that just sort of dictates how you will
Kind of like
access
having
it.
the Facebook.
And
thing
what
in
you will
place.
use it for. So I think that really is good advice for us to follow. So I don't know if we want to try and think ideas on a policy, or if maybe the village attorney would be a good person.
If maybe we implemented something that was similar, like look at the verbiage for the one for the Facebook, because I know that the village,
We have a social media policy, but I think that it might be a good start, but we
right, just
want
kind of
to-
look at the verbiage and then
whoever
piggyback on
has
that.
access, like
Yeah,
has some
yeah.
basic understandings of what it can be used for,
Correct.
how it won't be shared,
Correct.
that sort of thing.
yeah.
So if we have general consensus, I could take that to the village and say, yeah, we're interested. And maybe they would want to take the lead using that social media policy and sort of draft something for us to review.
Yeah.
And see if,
That'd be an
and
idea.
head in that direction.
Yeah.
I did speak to my husband about it, just talking to him briefly, and that it was brought up, and he brought up the exact reason you were saying, or the thing about how it would relieve the officers of not having to look through the footage. He said that is the reason why you would want to keep them in charge of it, because who on this board is going to spend hours and hours
It's also
on their own time
Mhm.
where they do it for free? So that's the only thing. And I was like, oh, yeah, because I'm not spending
If
all
we
that
had
time.
You got extra
footage.
time.
something happened on
Yeah.
somewhere between Monday and Friday, that's a lot of footage to go through.
Yeah.
So yeah, that person would be willing to make
But I
that
don't know
commitment.
if it would necessarily like take away from the police.
I don't think so, because
Having
if
to
someone,
Would they still be doing it?
they would
I
still
would
have
feel so.
access, and I definitely feel if we filed a police report,
Then they would do it, okay.
then they would take care of it.
Yeah.
But having it for,
Minor things where we're like, let's just check before we decide if we want to make a big deal about something, that could be it, but that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Whoever would agree to that would be like, yeah, I do have time.
That's a tree, somebody pulled a tree out, hit a deer, You're not gonna file a police report for that, but if it's
No.
something we just wanna know, curiosity.
Yeah.
If somebody
Yeah.
actually wants to sit there, well,
Yeah, if you want,
Right.
if you want
Right.
to, it's nice
As-
to know
yeah.
that we have access
Right.
to the footage
Right.
because we purchased the cameras. And I
Right.
think that was the investigation we wanted to get into, so I appreciate you asking those questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. For us. That's good to know.
I think it would be something to look into, because like I said, I don't believe that it would take away from the police department
Okay,
having
yeah.
to do their investigation.
No.
I think it would just be, like Mike said, if we think that something happened, we would
Yeah.
have the ability to go back and
Yeah.
say, okay, oh, yep, here it is. Okay, now
Right.
we need to get them involved or whatever. But I mean, it's worth looking into and getting the policy in place. So when we do decide we want to do that, then we have the
Guidelines.
policy in place, we have everything that we need to implement it. So it's a good starting point.
Yeah.
So,
It's
yeah,
good to
definitely
go
looking at
into
it.
it with like, okay, these are the
Yeah.
things that we want to be concerned
Yeah.
about.
when you brought up like, and they wouldn't have to go through ours, I was like, well, wait a minute, if we implement a policy, then does that mean, okay. But
Well,
if that's
shoot.
still an option, then, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right, so we wouldn't we file the police report just for them to dedicate all that time to look for things
Right.
that, maybe
Right.
aren't that important.
Okay.
For looking
Anything
into
else, Mindy?
I don't think so.
Okay. Jen? Melissa? Anything? Mike?
how do we start that?
Get with the village and
Yeah,
like start off with the social media
So that'd be right.
policy that we have and then kind of build on that. And then in January, when we do the officers and get everybody in place, then we can look and see, okay, who do we want to have access? And then at least we'll have the start of putting the policy into place so that that person can take over or sign whatever agreement they need to sign and get everything in
yeah,
place.
and I'll get the ball rolling by contacting Chief Willis and
Okay.
the village manager.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Donna, anything for us?
Just want to thank you guys and happy Thanksgiving and
Yeah.
thank you.
All right. Okay, so as of this year, this will be our final meeting. We will meet back again on January 22nd. Hopefully, we don't need to call a special meeting for anything. But so as of right now, everybody happy holidays. And I hope everybody a great rest of your year. And I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:38. Any
Can I
seconds?
second it?
In a second, all four say aye.
I
All opposed, and we are done.
Oh, guys, that was pretty fun.
Get geared up because you're going to have a whole year of it next year.
I know, I got my mind going. Mike, I hope you're all healed by the end of the year.